That's an issue. So, this new moon is in Aquarius. And as you know, Aquarius is about freedom. And that freedom is something that everybody is looking for at this time on February 9 and February 10. Now, what happens during that new moon? What are the main themes? I'm going to tell you in this video. Now, welcome to me. I am Georgios Verbena, an astrologer. And if you're looking to understand what's happening right now collectively, why are your energies blocked, or why are people getting sick, why is there lack of motivation, drive, and generally a very cold atmosphere, very weird kind of atmosphere, stay tuned and you understand what's going on. So, on 11 p.m. Universal Time, on the 9th of February, the Sun and the Moon will be conjunct at 20 degrees, 41. Now the 20th degree of Aquarius is going to be in a square with Uranus. And that square is very significant because there's a lack of freedom, there's a lot of restriction, there's a lot of darkness surrounding our ability to get what we want, specifically because Chiron is conjunction the North Node and Aries, and that's a motherfucker because people are getting literally physically ill at this time. That collective destiny of Chiron, of oh, you need to heal yourself, oh, you need to do some healing, and I'm the depositor, Saturn, for this new moon, right? Because Aquarius is Saturn ruled, in Pisces as well. So the self-awareness needs to be there of a problem that you feel you cannot solve. And that's the interaction you have going on this new moon. It's not exactly sunshine and rainbows, just like all the previous new moons, full moons. This, however, particularly is not going to be that eventful because all of these repressed energies, all these control energies, all these fixed energies with Mercury, Pluto, Sun, Moon, all being in Aquarius, Jupiter, Uranus also being in Taurus, and all this Capricorn energy with Mars, Venus, it's extremely slow. It's extremely like, oh, when does this end? When does this change? Nothing is changing for you. Nothing is ending. Do not fool yourself to think that somehow things are gonna get better on their own. If you wait and observe and watch, yeah, I can't do anything. Doing anything is just gonna make it worse. Making a decision right now, following my emotions, is just gonna get me into trouble. So keep it cool, Aquarius, new moon, right? That's this kind of energy you're looking at. Oh, that's very frustrating for the ego. However, it's no problem. Because the Sun, the ego, is also in Aquarius. So ego energies are extremely weak right now. Very weak. Because there's not a single planet in the fire sign for this new moon. Chiron is still on red conjunction with a North Node until the end of February. It's not gonna leave you alone. Don't think for 1 second that Chiron isn't coming for you. Yeah, I know people think, oh, it's just the world astrology. How is it going to affect me? It doesn't make a conjunction with a personal planet. It doesn't matter. Because you're an ant. You think your ego, your personal astrology is all that matters, and Aquarius is going to show you that's not the case. You are connected to everybody else. You are connected to the planets. You're connected to the Chiron on the North Node. It's going to happen one way or another. And it's not going to be nice at all because Chiron on the north, that is the journey of the wounded healer who has to actualize his destiny. To do that, you first have to get sick. And then you have to feel the need to heal yourself. The need to heal. What? Aries, your ego. Which is very freaking weak and has no support, no fire, no hope, and only restrictions. So if you resonate with that, welcome. You are aware how the world operates together. Now you are a person, an individual, of course, but in Aquarius you are both special and you are nobody. You're just like ant at the same time. Now, of course, I don't mean Ram does nobody. I'm not encouraging identity disorder on my channel. Yeah, so get that out. However, I'm encouraging perspective on the fact that there are forces outside of your personal control because you're restricted in this box, in this body. You're living somewhere in a location. It's not like you can just teleport to another planet and you can just decide, I'm gonna do whatever I want, see you bitches. Of course, it's not gonna happen for you. So Aquarius shows you the need to put yourself aside, to look a moment, observe what's happening, and wait. Wait until your turn comes. Your turn. And what is your turn here? What is the message of this new moon? Because this moon is very peculiar. It's conjunction the 21st Sabian degree at 20 degrees of Aquarius. This Sabian symbol is about a woman disappointed and disillusioned. Let me make a picture. Because this Aquarius new moon, you know, it's not positive. It's not love and light. It's really, really not. And you know the fact that this is not... I can't exactly restrict my enthusiasm about that. Now look at this. Look at it with me together. And first, you need to see this. See this? This is the chart of a new moon in Aquarius for 11 p.m. Universal Time on the 9th of February. So you see here, the sun and moon are at 20.41 degrees. That's a 21st Sabian symbol. And you see the symbol right here. Right here. So let me read it to you if you're listening to this. A woman disappointed and disillusioned, facing emotional pain with stoicism. Things go wrong, we get upset, but we must carry on. Facing emotional upset and pain with grit and forbearance. That is the Sabian symbol. It says, sometimes we face the future with the expectation that nothing much of value is coming our way. This occurs when we have had our hopes dashed and cannot reaffirm optimism. It is a great emotional challenge to resist despair and courageously and stubbornly choose to be hopeful. In fact, perhaps the greatest gift of faith is a refusal to allow pessimism to take hold. Faith is not a gift or an opinion, but a decision. It indicates exceptional maturity. And Dane Rudyard says about this particular degree, a disappointed and disillusioned woman courageously faces a seemingly empty life. A seemingly empty life. Facing it courageously. There you go. There you go. That's your new moon. I don't have to say anything. I can quit now. All you had to do is look that up. To understand that this new moon is not it's not about things working out for anybody. It's about understanding that things do go wrong, things happen, that we cannot control, but we can choose what we want to do about it, how we want to live with what's happening. Because these restrictions, in this world, they're only on the surface. Deep down, there's a meaning, there's a purpose. And this purpose, we can't always figure it out. But we can have faith. We can choose faith to decide that there is meaning. That this does happen for a reason. And that reason, you don't need to know. All you need to do is to keep moving forward. Because things are going to improve at some point, and then things are going to get worse again. These are the cycles of nature. And these are the cycles of you as a process. As you're going through this Chiron North Node conjunction, you will see that personal will isn't easy to actualize. When things are stacked against you, and literally the world is trying to fight you to get what you want. And that's an issue we all face with this new moon in Aquarius. This is a very low fixed energy. It's not exactly about taking action and doing some kind of big, courageous thing to make a change. It's about understanding. It's about spiritual awareness. Because Saturn is the depositor of this new moon, so Saturn is going to dictate what's going to happen in Pisces. Of course, Pisces is about self-healing, spiritual healing, healing of the unconscious wounds with Chiron together. And these wounds have to do with our will and our ego, which is so weak at this time that it's a good time to allow some boundaries that we have created upon ourselves, some restrictions we created around our communication with Mercury and Pluto, some restrictions around our relationships with Venus and Capricorn, making a trine with Uranus, to get rid of these restrictions. Because they're unnecessary. There is a lot of disconnect that happens as a result of separation. And that separation happens also because we believe that somehow our journey is so different, so separate from each other, that we are alone. Which of course we are not. And this Aquarius new moon is showing that. How everybody has some kind of issue. And if you don't have some kind of issue on this new moon, well, that is a personal thing. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe there's something else going on here. Maybe you already fixed the issue. Or maybe you're realizing that the issue was only in your mind. The issue that you face outside of yourself is not an issue you can fix. So maybe there needs to be a perspective shift. But if it is an issue that you can fix, that's something that you need to figure out, because you can't live not knowing what's going on. You can't live not knowing what role do you play in your life. So that's all that this Aquarius new moon is about, to take a step back and become aware of yourself, to see how there's consequences for not knowing. And this is very future oriented. Whatever this new moon will be in your natal chart, the house it occupies, you will be concerned with the future. And there will generally be, for most people, not everybody, but most people, will have a more pessimistic outlook. Because again, the Sabian symbol is a woman disappointed and disillusioned. So disillusionment has to happen. Disillusionment means you're no longer in your head being like, oh, everything's gonna be fine, when perhaps everything is not gonna be fine if you stay with course. Course correction is sometimes necessary. Other times, We're just realizing that no matter how many times we butt our head against the wall, trying to make something work, is not gonna work. And we have to let that thing go, even if it's very, very painful. Not exactly nice. Again, the ego is weakened with this Aquarius new moon. What you want personally has to fall in line with the rules of this realm. I know Uranus is the ruler for Aquarius, but the depositor traditionally will be Saturn in Pisces. And the issue with Pisces is becoming self-aware, knowing that delusion and denial are not gonna get you anywhere. They're not gonna fix any of your problems. If you want to fix your problems, and just changing your perspective isn't enough. You have to feel the pain of that perspective shift. If you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna think positive, I'm just gonna think myself out of the situation, and then thinking, oh, then I'm gonna avoid all this pain, not gonna happen. But if you're delusional enough, Saturn and Pisces is going to come for you later. Don't worry. No worries. Saturn is going to remain very long in Pisces for 2 years. So there's plenty of time for you to pay the price for denial. So if you're aware of this, that denial is not the way out, you're going to realize that no matter how you choose to look at your situation, the perspective doesn't change anything about your feelings. You're still going to feel bad at the end of the day unless you let the attachment go. It's a lesson also in detachment with Pisces. Becoming one with restriction. Becoming one with Saturn. You see, Pisces, Saturn loves Pisces. Because finally, Saturn is becoming one with the shit show. With a collective garbage. It's no longer being in denial, because denial is not possible. When Saturn is in the sign of illusions, those illusions break down. Because Saturn is about taking responsibility. And Aquarius is about putting your own light aside to look at a higher perspective. To see yourself from a higher perspective means you're dealing with harsh realities. And these harsh realities are becoming abundantly clear with all these Pluto transits that we've had recently. And of course, Mars is now moving into position. Mars is in 27 degrees of Capricorn during this new moon on the 10th. On the 12th, it will be conjunction Pluto. So on the 12th, expect the unexpected. I mean, whatever is brooding already in the background is going to come out at that time. There's not going to be much room for anybody to hold back. But if you are holding back, if you're waiting, if you're keeping it cool, you'll see the problem that you're trying to avoid will come to you. And then you'll be ready to face it. Because you keep yourself in check, you wait, you observe, and you respond. And that's all you can do really with this Aquarius energy. It's not about taking initiative. Mars is leaving the cardinal sign of Capricorn. And Venus is not in an ideal position in Capricorn anyways. It's not going to be any better when it gets into Aquarius, because Saturn weakens the influence of Venus. So it weakens our ability to experience pleasure and comfort. Until the end of February, nothing is going to change. Until Venus enters Pisces and the Virgo full moon. This is a cycle of darkness. After the Virgo full moon, everything will shift. Everything will change. But that's going to take a while. For now, we have to deal with a Saturn rulership. And Saturn rulership means dealing with reality. And reality is all about the negative things. And the negative things, they are plenty. When the Chiron is also on the North Node. And if you want to heal yourself, if you want to get better, you need to take charge where you have felt like you cannot take charge. Like it's impossible to make a decision. Eventually you have to make a decision. Once the Chiron North Node transit is over, in a month from now, at that point you will have found a path to take, a choice to make. And if you don't, well, I don't know what to say, but limbo cannot last forever. And if things are very airy, very fine, everything good for you now, good. That means you are at the top of a shadow work, wherever you are, based on past actions. Because a Saturn-ruled theme is only about past actions. And how your past structures are not going to support you anymore. Because Pluto is in Aquarius now. So old structures, if they don't support your individuality and your sense of freedom and self-expression, they're just not going to last. But you're going to look simultaneously for ways to be free more in your life, while recognizing that that freedom comes at a cost. So that's the new moon in Aquarius. Now I hope this makes sense, and if you found this video helpful, leave a like and a comment. If you are looking for certain requests, I do asteroid videos at the moment, so I'm doing a lot of those. And if you're looking for a personal reading, whether a mini reading or full reading, you can reach out anytime. I'm available through email and messenger. I have a number of services where I do personal readings, which are in depth. So if you're interested, reach out. If you like this video, thanks for watching, and see you in the next.